Welcome to Grow and Preserve. I'm Carter and I'm so glad you're here today. It is a gorgeous day in the garden and I am doing what I can to get ready for planting later this week. So come along with me, probably provide some comic relief for you as I struggle with what is going to be my trellis this year for my winter squash and cucumbers. All right, so let me get to work. So as usual, I have a couple of morning chores to take care of before I can get into the project of the morning. So last night we had a late frost. Supposedly our average last frost date here is April 10th. And I don't know what date it is now, like the 22nd or something. And we had a frost last night. So I did cover the potatoes just to be safe. Took all my plants in that I've been hardening off. You can see all these tomatoes coming out now. They are so tall. They have grown way beyond my ability to keep them under lights in the grow room. So I have been bringing them out every day. On mild nights, they spend the night outside. It's been 2 weeks now, and they are fully conditioned and ready to go into the ground. I was hoping to get them in last week, but I could see that this couple of nights in the 30s was coming, so I held off, and I'm glad I did, but my goodness, I'm tired of bringing these things in and out every single day. So you can see how many I have here. It seems so innocent when you plant a couple of trays of tomatoes and a couple of trays of peppers in those tiny little cells, and then boom, you up pot it, and this is what you get. I will be so glad when all of that hauling plants in and out is done. So I've got a couple more nights of that, and then everything should be able to go right in the ground. So I'm going to do tomatoes first. So walk through this plan with me because, I've had these 8 beds for, I guess this is our 3rd year in this house now, yet somehow in my head, I was planning on 10 beds, so I don't know where those other 2 were coming from. I wasn't actually counting them, placing them. I was just on my hand, a bed for this, 10 beds. Well, guess who doesn't have 10 beds? I have 8 beds. So now we have to do a little bit of work to figure this out. So let me walk through kind of what I'm thinking, and then we'll see if it ends up that way. All right, this bed, I had all indeterminate tomatoes last year. I know you shouldn't follow one year to the next, but it is what it is. So I'm going to put my indeterminate slicers on the other side of this bed, and I'm going to put some determinate slicers on this side. I'll probably do 5. I think that'll be good because they do need room to bush out, and so I think that having the indeterminate ones on the other side allows them to still get plenty of sun, because it'll get morning sun over there, and then as the sun goes to the west in the afternoon, it'll still get plenty of sun over and above the determinates. So that's my plan there. I have a double row of onions here, so I'll just have to watch out for those. They'll be coming out relatively soon though, before the tomatoes get too big. Then this bed back here, this bed is full of potatoes. So they sprouted and they're looking fantastic. I had them covered last night, as you saw, because we went down to 36 degrees. So I just didn't want to get any frost on the leaves, but they should be absolutely fine. I've left some room over here because I think I'm going to plant a loofah on this side of the arch. And then I'll have some cherry tomatoes on this side of the arch here. This is my onion and garlic bed. Everything is looking fantastic in here. So these will be done, end of June through the middle of July kind of thing. Honestly, I've got to go back and look at my timetable for when I harvested my regular garlic last year. I think my onions are July, my garlic I think was June, but we'll see. I also have in here some things I've never grown, some elephant garlic and so forth. But this bed should be ready for either a late summer planting of something, maybe some squash and zucchini, or I could just lay quiet until I get around to fall planting next year. So we'll see what happens there. This bed gets mostly shade during most of the day. It gets a few hours of afternoon sun, but it did great for my paste tomatoes a couple of years ago. So it gets enough sun to be productive. So we'll see what we put there. This bed over here is probably the shadiest bed I have. Right now I have, it looks like garlic and elephant garlic. I have some kale and some Swiss chard and a little bit of spinach. These three spinach, this is the spinach early number 7. These are just duds as far as I'm concerned. So those 3 are going to come out, and I'm going to put 3 determinate tomatoes in this bed. I also have these 2 barrels over here. They get pretty decent sun. That one gets a lot of sun. This one gets about half as much sun. I don't know if you can see those. They're kind of on either side of the herb bed. So I'm going to put a determinate slicer there, a determinate slicer there. So that gives me 10 determinate slicers on this side of the garden. This is going to be indeterminate slicers. So I'll probably have 4 or 5 plants along here, and I think that's going to be plenty. And then on this side of the arch, I'll have 2 cherry tomatoes, and then on the arch on the other side, I'll have 2 cherry tomatoes on each side. So let's go ahead over there, and let me tell you what I'm thinking, because that's where I start to run out of room, right? Okay, so now we get to this side, and I'm really going to have to make some decisions over here. I'll have 2 cherry tomatoes on this side of the arch, 2 cherry tomatoes on this side of the arch. This right now has my cauliflower, broccoli, cabbage, and it's all not as far along as it should be, quite frankly, because we're about to get hot. So I may sacrifice a couple of those. My cauliflowers are heading up. Broccoli seems to be nowhere near doing anything. Not too much action on the cabbages either. So I'm afraid it's going to get too hot for those soon. So if I need the extra room, or by the time I need the extra room, those will probably just have gone as far as they're going to go. Now this bed, I'm really questioning what I'm going to do here. I'm thinking that I'm going to string a trellis, and unless I look like a total idiot doing this, I'll show you as I try to string that trellis. I bought I don't know, you know, one of those net looking things that I'm going to try to get up there today on this side right here. And I think I'm going to have my winter squash and my cucumbers on this side. And then that side over there, I don't know. What the heck am I going to do? I need to get in 8 to 10 plum tomatoes. And see, that only gives me 5 or 6 on that side. So I may not do as many determinate slicers. I don't know. Why did I put this on paper? If I'd put it on paper like I should have, like I usually do, mapped out my beds, I wouldn't have planned for 10 beds when I only have 8, but there you go. I planned for 10. Okay, so I'm thinking that this will be the trellis side. 5 or 6 paste tomatoes there. And I'm going to have to find room for another 4 or 5 somewhere, probably on that side. Or maybe I take out some of the things that aren't going to do very well here. I don't know, we'll see. And then this bed down here is going to be peppers, and this bed here is going to be peppers. And yes, you heard me right when I said I wasn't going to do 2 full beds of peppers this time. Well, apparently I lied. Didn't mean to, but I did. I have a lot more peppers, and I just love to grow peppers. I don't know, I just absolutely love it. So I'm probably going to end up with 2 full beds of peppers. I don't know, that would probably give me 16 or 18 in each bed. And then I do have these 2 barrels here. I could put paste tomatoes in there, just 1 in each bed, or I could put up to 3 peppers. So maybe that says that I split one of these beds into half peppers and half tomatoes. Then of course, you know, the tomatoes always get the disease. My peppers never seem to get a disease, but will they get a disease if they're in the same bed with the tomatoes? I don't know. All right, I'm going to pull out this crazy netting, and we're going to see how ridiculous it looks to try to get it up there hoping David will come out and help, but he's got another project going on. So we'll see. Give you a good laugh anyway. Come on over here. All right, so this, I have to cut it down to size. Are you coming over here or not?
So it's going on here?
No, it's going on here.
Okay.
Okay, so this is an 8-foot bed, so I'll cut it to a little over 8 feet, and then I'm thinking just zip ties to tie it along.
Down.
Yes, it's going to come down, and then I'll zip tie it on the side as well as the top.
Why do you want to zip tie it?
Because the things that are going up it are going to be really heavy.
So you're going to just, what about the ones in the middle? Are they just going to hang down?
What do you mean, the ones in the middle?
Are you going to put them all the way like you did before?
This is not separate strings. This is a big net.
Ah, okay.
So does that make sense?
Yeah, will that block the sun?
No, because these are going to be tall. Those are going to be short.
Okay. All right, good.
All right.
Yeah.
Are you going to help me, or you think I can do this by myself?
Are you doing it right now?
Yeah. You don't have to.
I have to. You can't go up there.
I can't go up there. What do you mean I can't go up
Fall
there?
off.
Well, let me even see if I can reach. Hold that.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Not gracefully.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Let's see. Let me get up there.
You can reach better
Where are the zip ties?
without falling off. Well, I've got some big ones in the grow room because these are too small.
Let me see what that looks like.
Well,
Are you going to do it now?
yes, but we have to roll it out carefully because this one is, let's see, 32 feet long.
Well, that's a little too long.
I know. That's why we cut it.
All right. You
So-
get it ready and then I'll help you.
Okay.
All right. Don't take too long.
All right. Thanks, babe. Well, I don't think that's going to be too bad. Now, just have to figure out how long. Okay, so I'm thinking somewhere between 9 and 10 feet is what I need. The bed is 8 feet, but let's give it a little extra in case I mess up, which, you know, can certainly happen. So I'm just going to cut. Okay. It's probably not the right way to cut that, but it is what it is. All right, let's take this over to the bed and see how we did. I'll take that anyway. I don't know, this seemed to make a lot more sense over there.
How does it come
Why don't you
apart?
go over there? Take this. I think that this is the top. I think.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
Where do you want it? In the middle?
I want it to go all the way up.
Here?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so that's going to work just fine.
If I have a tie.
Well, I'm going to get you a tie, just a second. Okay. So we're going to string this pretty tight because it has to hold a lot of weight. These are 40-pound ties. So from that perspective, we ought to be good. Do it to the big post, yeah. Well, tell me that's long enough. No, we need the bigger ones.
Yeah, any bigger ones?
Yeah, not a whole lot, but I have some. All right, hang on.
I could hang on to these.
No, that won't be strong enough, and it won't be as many as we need.
All right.
We're gonna need a lot going across, I think. All right, these are monsters here.
Stepped in this bed, I just sink right in.
Ooh, don't do that.
Let me see this. Okay, so what you want is this to go like this, right?
Yeah, that's fine. Yep, that was the plan.
All right,
Oh,
so
I
now
need
I
another
need
twist tie.
a tie.
Don't worry about strapping it around the corner because we're
I'm
gonna.
not, because I got another idea with that. Okay, now.
All right. So how many squares do you think we ought to go over before we do the next one on the top?
Let me get down out of here.
Oh, squishing my bed, my flowers.
Well, this is your garbage right here.
So
So
I'm
what's going
thinking
up
3.
here?
Huh?
What is going to go up here?
Spaghetti squash, butternut squash, cucumbers. I'm thinking one there, and then one there. Make sense? Yes.
Let's see what I'll do it.
Yeah,
Just move over.
I'm trying. Never very good at the balance beam. No. No.
This is going to be good.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I promise. I promise. Put it in this one. Oh, please don't do that.
Why?
Because I want it to stay there, and then another one's going to go up here.
We were made for each other to hold on to. I was carved out of redwood beneath your moon. I was birthed in the mountains under the sun. Something's changed, you can't see my face in the crowd no more. Something's changed, you can't see my face in the crowd no more. We are living the dream together out here on the road, and our love takes center stage at every single show. But lately you've been distant, and I don't know what for. Something's changed, you can't see my face in the crowd no more. Something's changed, my face in the crowd no more. Something's changed, you can't see my face in the crowd no more.
Okay. Now I can do them going down the sides. Okay. Thanks, babe.
You're welcome.
Despite a couple of false starts, this netting actually went up very smoothly. So it ended up looking not horrible, pretty much the way I expected it to look. And I think it's going to work just fine. I had originally had these arches built so that I could single stem indeterminate tomatoes. And I did that the first year. And boy, I decided that was just way too much maintenance. I was out there every single day and I had a gazillion tomatoes, as you can imagine. And I felt like I spent my entire time in the garden just pruning and wrapping tomatoes, and so, you know, to heck with that. So this year I'm going to try the butternut squash, spaghetti squash, and I do have smaller versions of those, not the full heavy version, so I hope this netting is going to be sufficient for them. And then I'm going to grow a bunch of pickling cucumbers because I didn't do any of those last year, and it's time to restock. Okay. I'm not sure that Josh Satin would be too impressed, but we'll just call this one the Trellis to not make you jealous. All right, I'm going to trim this up and we're going to call it good. All right, so there it is. Clearly Josh Satin has nothing to worry about with my trellis, but I think that's going to work fine. So I'm going to have butternut squash and spaghetti squash and cucumbers on that, and probably tomatoes on the other side. I think that'll work. All right, let's go take a look at what all I have to plant this week. All right, look at all this madness. My tomatoes are way too tall, but I don't know, I thought I was going to be able to plant them sooner. Now they won't even fit under the grow lights in my grow room. So they've been outside every day. They're fully conditioned and ready to go, although this batch is looking pretty sorry. But they should be ready to go in, and I think it's going to be Wednesday or Thursday of this week. Hopefully that'll make it into this video, but if not, I'll show you the finished product at some point. So I have way more than I need. I have 12 Romas, which I think are these. I need like 8 to 10, so that's fine. I have 19 determinate slicers. I do not need 19. I'm thinking somewhere in the 8 to 10 range is fine. That may be too many, but at least David can't say I didn't grow many slicing tomatoes. And let's see, the indeterminate slicers, I only have 4 of those. I meant to have 6, but I only have 4. So I've got that. I have 11 cherries. I only need 2, 4, 6 or 8. So I've got some of those to give away, and I do have a list of friends in the neighborhood who are waiting for my leftovers, so that's great. And then peppers. I love to grow peppers. I have 29 hot peppers ready to go. I do not need 29 hot peppers, but just watch. I bet they end up somewhere in the garden anyway. And I have 36 sweet peppers. So, yeah. I don't know, we'll see. And I only have 8 beds instead of the 10 that were in my head. So I don't know, that's my challenge this week. So it is Monday as I'm filming this. We had a frost last night, so it's down to 36 degrees. I think we're gonna be 41 tonight. And then, I don't know, maybe high 40s after that. And then we should be clear in the 50s and 60s at night. These are nighttime temperatures after that. So I'm thinking Wednesday, Thursday, I'm going to try to get as much of this planted as I can. If I get a decent amount done before this video posts, I will show it to you. Otherwise, you'll see it in the next garden tour. So that's it. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
I look out across the water, I smell the salt and feel the breeze, but in my heart